When asked to give my testimony, excuse me, my first thought was, no one wants to hear my story. My story starts out much like me, dirty, ugly, and sinful. But my story doesn't end there. My childhood looked something like this. My parents never once took me to church in my 30 years of life. And I've never seen either of my parents in a church. I did go to church twice with my grandmother as a child. Twice. I only entered a church 2 times until I was 15. Then my friend invited me to church. We went to a revival, and on the 3rd night, the pastor got up and said, if you want to be saved, come down to the altar. After hearing of heaven and hell, of course, I wanted to go to heaven, so I slipped out of my seat and headed for the altar. Then they took me to a room. I repeated a prayer, signed my name on a card, and I was saved. 3 years later, I met Jackie, my wife. She was 17, I was 18. I had to graduate high school. We knew it all. Her parents hated me, probably rightfully so, but we were determined. We partied, we snuck out, then we started doing drugs. We tried pretty much every drug you could think to name. Then in March 2007, we found out we were going to have a baby. Nothing changed. I continued to party without her. I stayed out all night with my friends, leaving her at home. After Julie was born, we had a rocky go, but then we began on the same path we were headed down before. 2009, we got married. The first 2 years of our marriage were pretty terrible. We fought, we stayed up for days. Then I looked at my wife, thin, frail, barely weighing 100 pounds, and I knew it was time for a change. 2011, broken and torn, I began searching for help. Though I didn't instantly reach out begging for Jesus to help me, I slowly began to see that he was exactly what we needed. After recognizing our need for the Savior, things began to change. Life was better, we weren't fighting, we had stable jobs, and we were happy. 2013, I realized the prayer I followed as a 15-year-old boy did not save me. So with much conviction, I fell to my knees, repented of my sins, and asked Jesus to save me. To save me, to lead my life, and then most importantly, to lead my family. I was baptized in 2016 after Monroe was born, and my faith and walk with Christ continue to grow daily. Not every day is bright and perfect, but it's much easier to face the dark days now because I know I have an unwavering love of a Savior who died for me.